What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of For the Love of Wrestling here on the Casa D18 Studios YouTube channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams. How is everybody doing this evening? Hope y'all had a good Monday. Good to see everybody showing up. Walter's here. Darren is here. Thank you very much for the compliment on the intro, even though it is old footage of the Raw opening. You know, some of those people have been drafted to SmackDown now. Ricochet's in it. He's no longer with the company, but as soon as we get a new intro, then I'll update that. But the music will still be the same. But thank you again for the compliment. We're going to get into Raw here. Thank you to everybody watching. As the show came on the air, we had main event Jey Uso, your new Intercontinental Champion, seen with his son. Jey then comes to the ring and he begins to cut a promo, thanking the fans, his family, and his mom. Braun Breaker comes out and he gives a little bit of respect to Jey Uso. We weren't expecting that. Gives him credit for being the better man last week. Breaker doesn't attack the champ, instead extending his hand for a handshake in a show of respect. A lot of people have been talking about maybe Braun lost the title to humble him so he doesn't get too much too quick. If that's the case, great job. We see Judgment Day outside the arena. Balor's kind of cut up with something, or so he says on the phone. The rest of the street trash decide to head inside of the arena. Judgment Day in action later on in the evening. First match of the night is Rey Mysterio versus Xavier Woods. Solid match here. Really evenly matched. Good back and forth action. Woodsy gets the victory here thanks to Rey's mask coming off. So a little dubious means, but I'm glad Woods got the victory here. He needs the push. Sonya Deville and Shayna Baszler approach Lyra Valkyria backstage to point out that Valkyria won't have Natalya or Zelina Vega ringside with her, but Zoe will have the rest of the Pure Fusion Collective to help her. We get another vignette shown for the impending return of the Viking Raiders. Looks like they'll be back to the War Raiders because the lettering spell war. Kofi and Woodsy backstage. Kofi says that Jey Uso offered him a shot at the Intercontinental title, but Kofi turned it down and said that it should be Woods instead. Uso agreed, so next week it'll be main event Jey Uso versus Xavier Woods for the Intercontinental title. We had Lyra Valkyria versus Zoe Stark, and it was an okay match. I mean, it was what it was. Pure Fusion Collective got involved, costing Lyra the match as expected. However, post-match, Caden Carter and Katana Chance made their return to help even the odds. Chance is wearing a face mask after having her nose broken, courtesy of the Pure Fusion Collective. Good to see them back here this evening. Backstage, we see Adam Pearce talking to security regarding the last Monster Standing match. He says we don't have to control them, but we do have to contain them in order to keep them in the ring. CM Punk casually walks by and he's going to be out next. After the break, we come backstage and Lyra, Caden, and Katana are all together. Katana says that they're done playing nice. And once they're done with the Pure Fusion Collective, they're coming for the tag team titles. At this point, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn enter the scene, and they begin to taunt the former champions, asking why they think they can cut the line. This gets Katana riled up. Adam Pearce is in the ring in order to officiate the official go-home promo for CM Punk and Drew McIntyre inside Hell in a Cell. Pearce has security in the ring with him. The cell is lowered. Punk is out first, followed by McIntyre. I honestly didn't take a lot of notes on this, if I'm being honest, but the entire promo was solid. If you missed it, go back and watch it. The fire in Punk's eyes was something I hadn't seen from him for a while. I truly believe that both men are going to put the other through hell on Saturday, and I can't wait. Braun Strowman then says he's going to show everybody why he's the monster of all monsters. Miz approaches Strowman and he wants to talk to Braun about having interfered in Miz's match last week. R-Truth returns, tells Miz that he's been watching Karrion Kross kind of messing with the Miz and that he's talked to Pierce, so they have a match against the AOP tonight. AOP, Authors of Pain. Gotta love R-Truth. I've missed that man. Backstage with Sami Zayn, and they're asking him what it's going to take to get his shot at Gunther. And Sami says that Gunther can keep running his mouth and running away, but Sami doesn't go away that easily. He's going to keep on coming and keep on coming until he gets his title opportunity. From here, we get 6-man tag action as the Judgment Day. Carlito, Dominic Mysterio, and JD McDonough take on the LWO, Dragon Lee, Joaquin Wilde, and Cruz del Toro. Is it sad that I had forgotten Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro's name? It's been so long since they've had a match or been relevant because they've been so focused on Dragon Lee and even Zelina Vega lately. Balor shows up at the last minute, allowing JD McDonough to hit the Devil Inside for the victory. Post-match, Balor and Liv cut promos against Priest and Rhea respectively. This brings out Rhea Ripley, who points out that Dom is claustrophobic. Priest comes in from behind and attacks Judgment Day, but the numbers game eventually get the best of him. Damian Priest left the line after two de gras from Finn Balor. We get a Sheamus promo, and Sheamus basically challenges Pete Dunne to a Donnybrook match next week. Whatever. At this point, WWE pays their respects to Pete Rose, legendary baseball player and WWE Hall of Famer who passed away earlier today at 83 years old. Pete was involved in WrestleManias 14, 15, and 16 and inducted into the WrestleMania 20 Hall of Fame. Damage Control, Kairi Sane, and Io Sky issue a challenge to Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill for a title match next week. We get Chad Gable versus Kofi Kingston. Great match between these two until Xavier Woods gets involved in an attempt to assist Kofi. Kofi goes for trouble in paradise while Woods trips Gable. This allows Kofi to miss the move, and Gable hits the Chaos Theory for the victory. Backstage with Bronson Reed, and Jackie Radmond asks if Seth Rollins' imminent return has Bronson distracted, to which he says no. He says next time he'll take years off of Seth's life instead of just months off of his career. We then have Pierce addressing his referees regarding Last Monster Standing, and Gunther walks by this time. Every time Pierce has talked to somebody, someone walks by. Get a Wyatt 6 video with an image showing another member. Gunther is in the ring, and as Gunther comes out, we learn that Ilya Dragunov has tore his ACL in a match against Gunther over the weekend, will likely be out for a minimum of 9 months. Speedy recovery to Ilya Dragunov. Gunther begins to insult Sami Zayn, calling him annoying, and this, of course, brings Sami out, and he says, if you find me so annoying, give me the title shot that I want. Sami wants Gunther to admit why he won't, and Gunther says that Sami's just not on his level. Sami says that if he's not on his level, why did he beat him on WrestleMania? Sami says that Gunther is scared that he'll lose to him again. The crowd begins to chant, "You're a coward," at Gunther, and Gunther says that he is scared, but not for Sami, for his reputation. He says he could deal with losing to the better man, but Sami's not the better man. Gunther talks about how his family was at WrestleMania and how his father had to ask him about losing to Sami Zayn. Zayn says that now he's a coward to his father, which causes Gunther to snap, attack Sami, and he finally relents. Sami will get his title match next week. After the commercial, we see Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser backstage. Braun Breaker approaches to get a good look at Gunther and the World Heavyweight Championship, and says that you're going to see me sooner than you think. Possibly going to start building up Gunther versus Braun here after he lost the IC title. I'm here for it. Awesome Truth versus AOP. Miz turns heel during the match. Okay. Bronson Reed versus Braun Strowman, last Monster Standing. Match was good, but was everything you would pretty much expect. The ring collapsed, just like in every Battle of the Behemoths ever since Brock versus Big Show. Seth made his return, which was kind of telegraphed during the interview with Bronson Reed earlier in the night. Strowman gets the victory as a result, and Raw goes off the air. Miz turning heel, I'm not sure if that's the right call at this point. While Miz works better heel, I think he was doing a solid job as a babyface, and I don't think we needed him to turn just yet. I would have saved it for something bigger, maybe saved it for the first Raw on Netflix. It's only a couple more months. But that's my thoughts on it. Overall, I think Raw was a decent show. Not great, above average. I'm going to give it a B-. I'm looking forward to next week's Raw, and the first Raw that's 2 hours. First one that'll be 2 hours in like close to 15 years. A lot of people are worried about match links getting cut, talent not getting featured as much. I trust that Triple H has a plan in store. And if the rumors that the dirt sheets are saying are true, it will go back to 3 hours once we get to Netflix era. We just have to deal with 2 hours for about 2 months. 8 episodes of Raw, give or take. I think we can manage that. Just a heads up, there will be no more For the Love of Wrestling for the week. Tomorrow we're doing a watch-along of NXT on CW's premiere. So there's not going to be a lot of need for me to do a recap when I'm going to be doing a watch-along and giving my thoughts as it happens live. Same thing with AEW Dynamite on Wednesday. We're going to be covering the 5th anniversary of Dynamite. So again, there will be no need for me to do a review afterwards. And as a result of the hurricanes in Florida, Impact for this week is going to be a best of. They were unable to tape the live shows this weekend as previously planned due to the inclement weather. So TNA will be doing a best of on Thursday, and then Friday I have to work my other job. So no more For the Love of Wrestling this week, not until next Monday. But make sure you're here tomorrow for our watch-along coverage of the NXT on CW premiere and our 5th anniversary of Dynamite watch-along on Wednesday. That's going to do it for me tonight. Thank you guys for joining me and tuning in. And until tomorrow and our watch-along coverage of NXT, I will catch you guys later.